them as in cars now, whichever get up. Light up my card with a sweet one bliss. Someone flicks me a bag it up. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah, it's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, people? And we're back after a week away. I'm here with Ricky. CJ's running just a little bit late, but we'll start without him. He'll join in. How you doing, Rick?
Yeah, not bad, mate. I feel like I'm a special guest these days. I've been missing.
Yeah,
been in CJ's basement.
Well, family life, mate.
Now,
before we start, just a bit of housekeeping. We've got the D-Rock clothing promo. See you on the other side. We're back. Big weekend of boxing, undisputed heavyweight title fight on the line. You was there, Ricky. How was it? How was the event?
yeah.
Was it as it was sold? The big glamorous undisputed. We was about to get the first British undisputed for how many years? Since Lennox.
Since Lewis.
How was it?
It was good. I feel like, to be fair, the atmosphere wasn't really there up until the main event. So there were literally there were empty seats, and it literally didn't start filling until the back end of the Akoli fight. Like, I was sat there with my dad, and there were like 3 seats next to us. Like, there were nobody there all night, and then all of a sudden, main event came on, walkouts, and there were people sat there. So it was one of those where it had a lot of fights on there that I thought weren't pay-per-view worthy. Like, you expect a show like that to be stacked. You've got Wembley Stadium. It's like they put all the money to the final fight. Like, Usyk's getting paid hundreds of millions. Dubois getting paid nearly 100 million. I feel like that's where the budget went, and then everybody else just they just made up for it. But it was a good night of boxing. There were some good fights on there. Some disappointing fights on there, and then the main event spoke for itself. It was one of those where you're probably glad to be there, just to be a part of history. Yeah. So it was a good night in the end.
Good. Well, we'll start off with Solomon Dakers. His comeback win after he got stopped in one round by David Adderley. Obviously, a disappointing showing last time out. He comes back and he fights Serenko, I want to say it is. And what did you make of his performance? What did you make of Dakers' performance and win?
I'm losing you, mate.
You there?
I don't know if it's my signal or yours, but I'm sort of losing you.
Yeah, you might be in and out. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I've got you back a bit. Who are you talking about?
Solomon Dakers. What did you make of his performance?
I thought he performed really well. It was a fight where I kind of expected the Ukrainian to do a number on him going into the fight. 22-0. Supposed to be this next big thing in the division, especially coming out of the Ukrainian camp and Usyk's camp. I didn't expect the result, but I thought it was the right result. I thought Dakers fought really well. I thought his game plan was solid. I thought it was the right result, and I thought it was nice to see somebody who weren't supposed to probably get the win. What about you?
Yeah, I actually picked Dakers by UD. I felt like I was at the 505 watch party doing commentary on that on the panel for that fight. On the panel before we spoke about it, who we had, and I had three other people on the panel. Two of them picked Serenko by stoppage. And Dwayne, the other one, said he's just there to watch a good fight. He doesn't really want to pick. And I said Solomon Dakers UD, and everyone sort of looked at me side-eyed. Was like, really, Dakers? I was like, I don't know. I think he's got something to prove. Obviously, the Adelaide performance was a bad performance. It was ended. To be honest, it ended before it began. Let's be honest. So I felt like he had a point to prove, and he needed a performance. And I thought he had a really good performance. I was impressed with him. The problem with Dakers is he's very one gear. He's in one gear all the time. It seems there's no second and third gear where he moves up the pace or anything. He's so laid back, and that could be his downfall. And I think he can get overwhelmed against the right fighter, but he handled himself well in that fight. At some point in the fight, he made an adjustment, and he felt like he kept getting caught when he threw the jab. And he made an adjustment to throw the straight right instead of throwing a jab, but just placing the straight right out there and turning and moving and pivoting. And it was a really good adjustment, and it worked for him. I thought it was a good performance and a really good win, and well deserved.
Yeah, I thought it was a good performance from him. It's one of them for me because from like where we were sat, it's like you've got a good view, but you've got like because we were like not like up, but we were like in the middle, but you're quite far back still because of the way it situates you. So it's hard to sort of keep. For me, I'm supposed to wear glasses as well, actually. It's hard for me to sort of keep track of everything that were actually happening and what were landing and what weren't. But from where I saw, my point of view is I thought the right man won. I thought he had a good performance, and it was nice to see an underdog win because he was going into that fight the big underdog.
Yeah, he was. Just before we move on, we'll just get to the comments. Libster straight in there. We'll go to this one's first. Have you finished your makeup? Yeah, but we haven't got enough of that. That's how we are, unfortunately. um, Sorry, I'm really got a bad chest. Libster says Dubois was a letdown. Usyk was unstoppable, and Lappin versus Edmondson fight should have been a draw. Well, perfect pivot because that's the next fight we're going to go to. I didn't pay much attention to that because that was a fight I wasn't on the panel, so I was getting a drink and stuff, so I didn't pay too much attention to that fight. But Ricky, you was there, and also the guys who was doing that fight felt like Edmondson should have won. They was calling it a bit. They was a bit surprised that Lappin won that fight. I'm not sure what actually happened. I don't know if you know any more or saw any more from where you were sat.
The only thing I can add to it really were a lot of dirty tactics from Lappin. Very, very dirty, some dodgy tactics going off in the fight. I thought Edmondson, he did perform really well. He was a lot smaller, and he had to work hard to get in there. I thought it was a close fight. Like I weren't scoring it. I weren't like obviously when you're trying to watch and trying to see. I need to rewatch a lot of these fights back. I thought, and I'd probably say I agree with Libby. It felt more like a draw. I don't really think either or deserved to win. I kind of thought it would have gone Lappin's way because again, it was the Ukrainian theme at Wembley.
Yeah.
Again, another fight out of Usyk's camp one had already been beat. So I don't know. It was an hard one. But it was definitely a close fight. And it'd probably be one that'd be good to see again. He only won on a majority, didn't he? So it shows you how close it actually were.
Yeah. They might do it again. I'm not sure. Like I said, I didn't pay too much attention to that. So my input on this one is limited, and I've been since I've got back from London. I've just had a bad chest, bad cold, to be honest with you, and still digesting everything that's happened since that weekend and what's unfolded, which we'll get into as we go on. We've got Trey, yours truly, in the chat. Big up Ricky and Eric. Big up to you, Trey. Says great to have you back, Ricky.
Great to be back.
Also says Eric, tremendous work over the weekend. You did a great job on the commentary and the analysis at the watch party. I appreciate it. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing that. I do love doing the commentary and analyze and analysis and stuff like that. It is good. Trey also says Trey's really in the chat today. You were spot on for most of the fights, Eric. Fair play, bro. Yeah, it feels good when you get it, when you get the not only the outcome right, that the breakdown of the fight and what you think you've seen before, and it plays out like like you've said, and you think that it's going to play out, and it plays out near on. I think it's perfect. And we've got Trey again. We've missed you, Ricky. We need the league back. You defending your title. Yeah, and just before,
I forgot
just
to do
in
it.
time, just in time, just in time. Here he is.
Yo.
Here he is, just
guys,
in time.
okay.
CJ's arrived. Yeah, congratulations to Ricky on winning the Prediction League, the first season of Crossroads Prediction League.
Hang on.
What you got to say?
Have you had your message from HR yet about the results?
What do you mean?
We need to do over. There's been some speculation. Don't blame me. That you've been judge, jury, and executioner on your own boxing league. I'm just speaking for the people.
CJ.
Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well.
And Ra in the comments as well. Big up Yorkshire. Big up to you, Ra. And thank you for jumping in on the show and Empires. Yeah, thank you, Ra, for jumping in and standing for these two. Trey says, yes, CJ in the house. Yes, CJ is here. He's arrived. He's home. Everyone's back home. Everyone's home today.
Fashionably late, Trey, as they say in the celebrity business.
We'll go to you, CJ. Just recapping back, me and Ricky's done a couple of fights. Well, one fight really, and we sort of just skimmed over the Lappin versus Edmondson. But the Dakers versus Serenko. What's your take on that?
Solomon Dakers, massive fight for him to take on his comeback fight. I mean, if you were listening on commentary, they were all shocked as well of when that fight got announced. I mean, Serenko, I'm not got his stats right in front of me, but like it was something daft, like 17 knockouts out of 20 fights or something daft like that, probably even more. To say he's come back from that big flattening first round knockout from David Adelaide, I thought it was a really brave thing to do for him to take on. Brave for him, his team as well. Good performance, put his shots together well. I thought he looked a little bit gassed around 6-7, but he kept powering through and he looked tidy towards the end. Sol puts his shots together nice. I feel like he slaps on his hooks a little bit when he comes through. As he comes forward, it's like the sort of just connects with the side. He's got no power. He hasn't got great footwork, but clearly to do that to Serenko, who has been quite avoided, really. There's obviously something there and there's obviously something special. So I'd like to see him in the mix for the British title. Obviously, David Adelaide's now gone up for Hrgovic. So we've got TKV and Fraser Clark, which I think is a brilliant fight. So maybe, I don't know, does he need to be in the running with someone like Dave Allen, who also wants that British title? We need to be round robin in these people now, don't we? So we see the best of who we've got in our domestic scene.
Yeah,
I
agree. We can't forget you've still got the likes of Johnny Fisher there, who is looking to come back. You've still got these, like you said, CJ, round robin in these guys, put them in with each other. we'll get onto it a bit later on, but I've been having conversations in spaces where people going, "Oh, is this era weak of the heavyweights weak and stuff like that?" And I sort of hate doing that when it comes to whether it's heavyweights of Britain's are weak or whatever. If fighters are beating each other and they're fighting the top guys, you can't really say something's weak. It's just competitive. Whether you want to,
I think domestically it's strong, isn't it?
No,
yeah, I
massively
think
strong in domestic scene.
yeah, massively strong. So what people and unfortunately the mindset of people is to always look at the negative rather than the positive of we're getting all these fighters actually fighting each other and we're getting different results. We're getting results we're not expecting. You guys going in there and you're thinking, oh, he's coming off a one round knockout. What's he really going to do with this guy who's 22-0 with 19 knockouts or whatever it is? And he goes in there and does a job, and it wasn't comfortable. I wouldn't say it was comfortable, but he boxed well. He negated what Serenko was trying to do. Like you said, CJ, he gassed out. I think Serenko started a bit too late as well.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Fair play today because he did what he needed to do, and I mean, welcome back to the winning column. We'll move on to Lawrence Okoli versus Lorena. Ricky, what did you make of that? You were there.
I thought it was disappointing. I expected probably a little bit more from him, Okoli, that is. I don't know. I can't expect him to. It just felt like watching it. We're just in one gear, and he just cruised through the fight, and it was very lackluster. There weren't much atmosphere for it. He didn't have barely any sort of chanting or anything for him on it. I don't know. It felt very lackluster. But again, I need to rewatch a lot of these fights back because seeing it live in a stadium,
it's different.
You're not seeing very everything. Different. It's different. Yeah, you can't always see everything that's going on. But to me, it felt you haven't got the commentary. You haven't got he didn't have the crowd. He weren't entertaining to watch, and it felt very boring, if I'm honest.
I think he is boring, mate. I think he's boring, and from one fat lad to another, he looks very porky now. He's gone into heavyweight division. He's lost all his physique, hasn't he? I don't think he's trained. He doesn't look like he's trained for it, does he? He can jump up a weight. I mean, can you imagine if Jaya Patine went up to heavyweight, which I imagine he'll do soon? He'll look amazing. He won't look any different. He'll just go a bit beefy.
I think Okoli is relying on the power. He's huge. He's relying on the power. Like I said, I don't think his style's entertaining. I also think he gasses out pretty quickly after 3 or 4 rounds. That's when you start seeing Okoli starting to hold and grab and spoil. The first 3 rounds, you think, all right, he's got a bit here. He's a bit energetic. He's on his toes. He's ready to throw the 1-2 or whatever. But like Trey says here also, I was very critical of the performance. I thought that the judges' scorecards were way wide. I had it, if not a draw, Okoli maybe by 1. But I don't see how the judges had it 100 to 90. 199 to 91. I don't get how they had that. I really don't know what they were watching. But like Trey said, Okoli tore his bicep in round 1, he said. So maybe that was part of the performance. But yeah, again,
it looks like he tore a chicken tender in the first round, mate. He was packed on some
in the comments.
Ralph's sending Okoli on a fucking European tour.
Yeah. Ra likes it, doesn't
he? Yeah. What's Ra saying here? Ra said Okoli should fight Cabell in Germany.
Good fight.
Bloody hell. Yoka in France. Yoka. Hell no. No, you shouldn't fight Yoka. I do not. I'm not really interested in watching Tony Yoka fight. What else we got? We got Ra again. Just keep him away from our fans.
He's boring, mate. He's so boring to watch. He's
God,
he's such a spoiler, isn't he?
I apologize.
Honest to God.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
he
looking
is,
forward
want
to
to
seeing
get
that
into
way.
I wouldn't want to get into a tangle with him. Like, he just grabs and holds, and he's awkward. He's got them spindly little legs. No thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys,
Yeah.
Libster got like a different belt in her kickboxing. I may be wrong. Don't know, Ricky. You know maybe more. So
Yeah,
congratulations.
kickboxing, orange belt.
Posh.
Oh, nice. Congratulations, Libster. Congratulations.
Eric's got a black belt in origami. Really good.
Ah,
That's the point. We ain't interested in watching him, so send him elsewhere. Yeah. Not
yeah.
here.
Yeah. Andy's with Joe Gallagher, so the less said, the better. Shall we move on to the main event? The main event of the evening. It was Daniel Dubois.
Alexa, off. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
We had the one and only Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. Dubois looking for revenge, and Usyk with repeat. They're looking for repeat. Going into this fight, what did you guys have? How did you guys have it? What was your predictions before the fight?
Rick?
My prediction before the fight, well, I wanted Dubois to win, obviously, but I thought Usyk were going to do him. He did him before. I stopped him with a jab. It just is what it is, isn't it? There's not many people. I will give him Dubois a puncher's chance, a puncher's opportunity, just to fucking flatten him. But just honest, one thing I will say, like when you're there in person, you see him live, Usyk, that is, like the movement that guy and how quick he is for like, what is he, 38, 39? It was unreal. And I feel like that just gets to the opponents as it is. I feel like that tires them out half the time. It's just the movement, constant movement. It must be exhausting. But I felt like
it's the mental, isn't it?
Yeah. And the thing is I was saying as well, it's like Usyk kept moving one way. He was moving to the right every time, obviously to stay away from the backhand. But he was moving one way all the way in a circle. And I just thought, why didn't like Dubois sort of like clock onto that? Like, what was his corner must have surely have seen what Usyk were doing and maybe, you know, sort of step to your left, banging with a backhand or something. But they were moving in one direction all fight.
It's the feints that
He needed
it's
something.
the feints. It tires them out. CJ, who did you have? So you had Usyk. You had Usyk by decision or stoppage, Rick?
I had Usyk by decision. I thought I'd go 12 rounds, but I did put a flutter on Daniel to stop him between rounds 1 and 4. I thought Daniel would have started faster, stronger. Usyk's famous for starting quite slow, like a bit methodical with his work. And this is easy for me to say as a tubby lad who's just put turkey dinosaurs in the oven with Alexa. But I just thought that when Dubois put the pressure on Usyk at times, Usyk did a bit where he sort of stepped off and he was fully tucked up for a few seconds every time, right? Now I know it's not me in there, but I just thought, why didn't Dubois just slam on a little bit more pressure there? Why didn't he just swing in some hooks or uppercuts? Because there was a time, and I only saw it the once, so quote me if I'm wrong, where Dubois landed a jab and then a long right uppercut, and it went underneath and through the guard of Usyk and caught him. It was something different.
Yeah,
he just seemed very one-dimensional. He did, yeah. He just, like you say, I don't think the corner was giving him the right idea, and I felt like the Dubois we saw against Joshua and the Dubois we saw against Usyk the first time, he still had that youth and hunger with him. You know, like they say, you don't have that fear, you don't care, you just go for it a bit more. And I feel like he'd lost that. I felt like he didn't have that drive to think, fuck it, I'm going for it. And it didn't pay off for him, mate. You let Usyk come into the fight too quickly, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, you know what? The way I say is this is what happens with Daniel, and I called this to a T, and I've got a video here which I'll play of my analysis before the fight, which I'm pretty proud of because it seemingly went that way.
What I will say is, in his last few fights, as well as the run he's been on has been brilliant. But in those fights, when you break the fight down, as you watch the fight, there's moments in those fights where you can see the vulnerabilities.
That was loud as fuck.
That was loud, and you stopped before you got to the point of what you were going to say. But yeah, I can quote Eric here. I know he's probably trying to sort his clip there, but Eric actually named that to a T when he was on the 505 live show. He's very proud of it. You'll be able to tell by seeing all of his teeth gleaming there. He's very proud of that.
We're back.
No, he's back. Right.
I'm back.
Go.
No, I am. I said that Daniel does this in every fight. It kind of goes this way with Daniel. Obviously, his last 3 performances, you've got the Miller performance, the Hrgovic performance, and the AJ performance, and everybody comes out of that. He stopped it. All 3 of them he stopped, and you're like, "Oh, Daniel's an absolute terror," which is true, which you can't take away from him. But you look at those performances in individual, in every single one of those fights, after 3 rounds, Daniel, like CJ said, he expected Daniel to come out fast, and Daniel does. After 3 to 4 rounds, Daniel gasses out, and it takes him 2 to 3 rounds to get that second wind, where he then starts. When he does get the second wind, it's long for you. Like when Daniel gets his second wind, he'll just beat you the hell up, because he's managed to get past that tough period. He's managed to get past that tough period where he hasn't been hit too much through it. He can get his wind back, and he can start building again. And I felt, if he gets to that tough period against Usyk after 3 or 4, Usyk's going to put him away, because Usyk won't let him sit there and get his breath back, and Daniel just be lethargic and barely throwing punches. And when Daniel does, when he's tired and throws punches, he leans over his front foot and leaves himself up. He leaves himself open all the time. He tries to go for the right hand, but he pushes it. And that's what you saw in the fight. When he started getting tired, he started to go for big shots, going over his front foot. Usyk would counter him. He did land a few shots because Usyk took risks early to get him out of there. And in the 5th round, I think the first knockdown, I think it was a soft one. I feel like Daniel just fell to his knees and thought, if I stay up, I'm going to get punched again. So he went down.
Yeah, well, fucked and all.
And then the stoppage itself, a lot of people are saying, no, he didn't quit. He went out on his shield. He did thingy. I'm of the opinion that he didn't, for an undisputed fight, he didn't try to get up. He saw the referee counting, and he resigned himself to losing the fight. Whether the referee was going to wave it off anyway, or you felt like, no matter what, I'm done, at least try to make it. I made this argument earlier with somebody, and it was like, no, he didn't quit. I was like, maybe you don't want to call it quitting. You don't want to say anything like that. That's fine. I said, but a person who wants to continue fighting is a person like Zab Judah, when Costa Zoo hit him, and he got up, and he was bouncing up and down the ring, the ropes. Wanting to continue is AJ getting swept by Dubois and doing breakdancing, trying to get to your feet. For me, trying to continue isn't on one knee, watching the referee do this in your face, counting in your face, and you wait till they go 10 and wave it off, and you instantly get up and you walk to your corner without stumbling, without any help, without anything. I just think when it gets too difficult for Daniel, he's happy to give in. He's happy to get to the point of, I'm here. Once it gets hard, if I can't get through this, if I'm getting hit, I'm done. And that's how it felt. He did it with the Usyk one, the first fight, with a jab. I felt like he could have got up. The Joe Joyce one, I'll give him grace on that, because he had a broken orbital. I can understand that. I've never been through that. I think an injury is that's a different circumstance. An injury is a completely different circumstance. I can say fair enough. But the other two, I just don't think he's got the heart when it gets hard.
No, I'd agree that I think he could have beat the count, definitely. I think he stayed down. He jumped up at 9, maybe even 9.5 to 10. So yeah, he knew he wasn't going to make that count. And also, while we're on him, I didn't like his comments afterwards where he said Usyk was disrespectful to him. And I mean, listen, Usyk said, "You're young, you'll come again. You train hard, you box well." There was no disrespect in there. Daniel said he was trying to talk down to him. That's utter bollocks. Everyone knows Usyk isn't that person. Not a chance. Even after all the shit Tyson said to him over the fights, he's never once slagged him off. Do you know what I mean? He's a gentleman of the sport.
Nope.
He's probably the best in our era, probably the best we'll ever see. Certainly as cruiserweight and heavyweight. So yeah, that did piss me off from Dubois at the end.
Yeah,
we'll just nip to comments before we continue. Just nip to comments because there's plenty more on that subject anyway. CJ, do you wanna do comments?
Yeah, Trey says congratulations, Libster, for winning your orange belt. Sorry, great getting your grade into your orange belt. Though I went for the Polish. Usyk made it look easy. Yeah, he did. He always does, doesn't it, to be fair?
Yeah, he did.
How many more gears does he have? Usyk's like one of them. Go on, sorry, mate.
At this point for Usyk, I don't even want to see him retire. I'm at the mindset of you don't have to defend belts. The belts can keep one belt, keep the Ring Magazine belt. The belts can do whatever. And everybody is fighting to fight you. You fight the next guy up. You be the Mayweather, you be the Canelo of the heavyweight division. He's saying, at the end of the fight, he said, 38 is young. That says to me, he still wants to fight. And there's still fighters out there. There's still other fighters who deserve a chance. Joseph Parker, Ajit Caballel, those fighters still deserve a chance. They've been doing their thing. So for them to fight Usyk, I'm not saying for undisputed, relinquish them belts, let those guys build up and fight each other. Because everybody's beating each other at the moment, those guys can fight each other, beat each other, try to get to you. But we've got 3 guys who's had a chance at you twice now. Those guys, your careers need to rebuild and do whatever. The guys who have been building up, like Joseph Parker, who's rebuilt himself, deserves a shot. The guys like Ajit Caballel deserves a shot. So I don't mind if Usyk carries on. I think his legacy, he's only stamping more in his legacy just by beating the next person up.
I would like to see him against Joseph Parker, but for me, in my opinion, I'd like to see him reach that 25, maybe get 25-0, and then, call it a day and let the next generation come through.
Raz, but I thought age will catch up, but maybe he's like Mayweather, he'll never dramatically decline. Yeah, Eric's just said it. I don't think he will. And I also think he's too smart for that. I feel like once he believes he's one step below the pace, he will retire. I don't think he would ever put himself in that position. He's too clever, and his team around him's too good. Right.
Yeah.
Also thick and fast here.
Yeah. Go on, CJ.
Sorry, Rar, again, to be fair, the KO came as a result of him trying to trade with Usyk, going for broke, I guess. Which you can't blame him for that. Like once you get
no, definitely not. Not that. Yeah, he sort of had to when he got knocked down the first time. When he got up, as soon as he got up and the fight restarted, he got hit with a big right hand, which he almost went down with, and it was either swing for the fences or get hit anyway. And he went for broke, and it was similar to I'm not saying how the fight went. It was when AJ had hurt him with a big shot, he went for broke. He sort of just threw a big shot whilst he was hurt and caught AJ right on the button. Also, I don't think we're talking about how much power Usyk has actually at heavyweight. He's actually a big puncher at heavyweight, because if you're wobbling Tyson Fury like you did and almost stopped him, you've now stopped Dubois twice, and that left hook, what Raj just mentioned, what put Dubois down, that was a big left hook, and it seemingly not only that, the jab seemed to rock Dubois' head back every time Usyk landed it. Every time, and Usyk had one of those ramrod jabs that night where every time he threw it, it had something on it.
Yeah. I do think Usyk's power is underrated. Tony Bellew told us that instantly, didn't he? Tony Bellew said, "I've never been put to sleep like that." Do you know what I mean? So we should be listening to it. And he's done it enough now, hasn't he? I believe he had Fury in real trouble. I think Fury was kept up by the ropes, and the referee that time he was bouncing around all four corners of the ring. So yeah, he clearly has.
If Fury had gone down,
has that power.
If Fury had gone down, he wouldn't have got up. If he had gone down,
No,
he
I
would
don't
not
think
have
he
got
would.
up.
Not a chance.
Just simply because he didn't have his legs under him. He'd have been grabbing onto the ropes to try and get up, and the referee would have waved it off. Well, actually, I don't know if that ref would have waved it off. That ref would have done anything to keep Tyson in there. Livester says, thanks for dudes. Black belts in wearing caps. Do a lot. Yeah, we'll check that.
I can't find any of mine, Libster.
What else we got? Libster says Dubois was just shit. He didn't look confident at all. Say it how it is.
Can I say?
I will say, yeah, go on.
Oh, go on, Rick. Go on, Rick. You go, mate.
No, I was just saying. Speaking on Dubois, when we went down there, obviously we were wanting to Dubois to win. Dad's a big Dubois fan, and as he got stopped, I have never seen a more angrier person in my life. Like the boos, the middle finger all the way down the steps out of the stadium, middle fingers to all Usyk and Ukrainians, and that was just him on his own, just a stone cold Steve Austin just walking down steps with fingers in air. Absolutely devastated he was.
I don't know why he's got the right to be so devastated. It's not as if he's come out in a close draw, you know, and it could have been a draw, or he's lost by 2 points. He got rattled and put down.
Big
Trey says,
once you're a fan, you're a fan, aren't you?
That is true. Trey said I would want him to retire now, but for a boxing sense, one more is good for him against JP. Joseph Parker, he deserves it massively. I agree. Joseph Parker definitely deserves a shot. I didn't like how Daniel Dubois got the rematch. I felt like he ducked the fight with Joseph Parker. I was picking Parker to win that fight when it was made. So when Daniel fell ill, I was fuming. I felt like it was a tactic. I felt like it was a tactic from his team, knowing that was a tough fight and they might not get through it.
Where would you then like now then to see Dubois go? For me, I would quite like. I'm not sure if it'll happen. This is just me flirting ideas here, but I'd like to see Dubois and AJ too personally.
Yeah, I want the rematch. I need the rematch.
If you're AJ, you're licking your lips at that performance, and he's down now to be kicked into. So
the performance against AJ was exactly the same. AJ was shit in that fight. Like that whole, I've said it time. Dubois is like this for the first 4 to 5 rounds every single fight. There's nothing special about what he does in the fight. He's pressure, and if he catches you early, he can hit, which he definitely can hit. And AJ was careless early. The first knockdown gets because he's just pulling back, and it's near the end of the round, and he's just pulling back. It's just careless, absolute careless. And when Daniel was by the 4th round, Daniel was gassed. AJ looked a lot better in a fight. He was fighting shit. So I do want to see. I think the rematch suits both of them. I think the rematch suits both of them at this point.
Yeah, I think it suits them both. CJ top sniffer, what do you think?
I don't want to see. I feel like he's got to do a bit more for me to buy a minute. I don't feel like he deserves another fight at this level. Be a good fight for AJ, but I also believe AJ can go elsewhere. That's not to say I wouldn't want to see that fight. I think it'd be an absolute cracker. But yeah, I'm not right this second for Dubois. And if it's his team, they need to choose him a better fight than that, an easier fight than that. Can I jump on quickly still onto Usyk?
Yeah, go on.
With you boys' permission.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go on, do what you need to do.
Frank Warren
Jumping on that as well, Siege, Turkey El Sheikh, he's also put something on saying that's the only fight to make.
I'm fed up of it. I said to, I think it was Ra when he jumped on last week. It might have been Usyk. I can't remember what it said. I'm sick of the end game fights. I'm fed up of the end game fights. When a fighter has a big win or a decent win, they instantly want to put him in with the best thing since like stop. Just let these fighters build. Let them get on with their career. Why do you need their career to coincide with somebody else's legacy? Let them build their own legacy. They've got plenty. Atoma has so much to do, and to do it without having to fight Usyk now is what you want to do. You want to go for your legacy, and your legacy be your own legacy. Everybody wants to put these kids in, or anybody who's a little bit of hype, like Hamza Shiraz. He's just come off a big win against Berlanga. People are talking about, oh, what about Canelo? No, because you're forgetting the fight before Berlanga, he looked shit. He looked absolutely ass. So why we keep doing this? We keep putting it, and then what we're going to do? Put Atoma in there with Usyk. Usyk batters him or does whatever, and then what do we do with Atoma? Where does he go from there? You put him right back down to British, European level, fringe world level. There's no point. Let the kid build his career, because by the time he's Usyk's age, people have forgotten about Usyk, and they might be talking about Moses Atoma being one of, you know what I mean, an all-time great at that time. So I'm fed up of the end games. It's great what Turkey and that are doing with people are fighting each other, but every fight don't need to be the biggest fight of the career. Every fight don't need to be the money fight. Just keep the division rolling, keep the division moving, keep the fights coming.
Yeah.
And as long as the best in the divisions are fighting each other, number 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, 5, as long as we've got the competitive matchups, just let it be. The end game don't need to happen every fucking fight.
He's been pissing me off with a lot of his comments recently, Turkey. Like really badly pissing me off. And he just little things he's saying, I keep saying it. The guy's a prick.
Turkey's just a boxing fan with money who feels like he can say what he wants. But like Shakur said, he can say what he wants, but I'm going to box how I want to box. It's that simple.
Yeah, that's
I go in there.
That comment.
I go in there. Tom and Jerry and that. I go in there to win, because the Tom and Jerry stuff is all well and good until I get beat by standing there and fighting my opponent's fight. I don't like. I think every fighter should just let him say what he wants to say, but go in there and win your fight, because at the end of the day, if you lose and fighting in an exciting fight, if it's not your style, the way of boxing now, boxing fans they can't be trusted. They cannot be trusted. You've not got a fan base after you lose, unfortunately. In boxing, people can say what they want. They're like, "Oh yeah, we just want exciting fights, and then we'll support you." A lot of the times, these losers aren't getting supported; they're just getting shit on. We've got a few more in the chat. Usyk hasn't got power. Much power. He has timing and accuracy. He does have timing and accuracy. I do agree with that, but I do think his power is underrated.
He's got a lot of power, Ra.
I do think it's underrated.
This timing and accuracy don't make Dave Allen snore in the Ukrainian dungeon. It's power that makes Dave Allen snore, but he does have time and accuracy. And Ricky, I've just reread Libster's comment. I just reread Libster's comment saying once your dad picks a side, I misheard what you said about. I thought you were saying Dubois was walking out of the stands like this. You said that's why I was like. That's why I was like, how the fuck can you do that? So my bad, mate. Yeah. Big up to Ricky's dad. I swear I was so confused. I was like, fucking Dubois like that, cheeky bastard. He didn't deserve to do like
Dubois the dick.
Raz said, by heavyweight standards, he's feather-fisted. Proper heavyweights lay opponents out when they land as accurately as Usyk. Raz, put your money where your mouth is.
I won't say it's feather-fisted.
but
Left hook on your chin.
yeah, I wouldn't say feather-fisted, but you are right. He's also a cruiserweight moving up. He's fighting these bigger guys.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm just saying he has got power. He has got power. Maybe it's not the main heavyweight power, but he's got more power than people think. There we go. What else we got? We got Ra saying, I think.
Yeah, I think Joseph Parker would have absolutely savaged Daniel Dubois that night. Truthfully, other than Caballel and Parker, I don't think there's any other test for Usyk, and he doesn't have to fight anybody else. They are the only two that legitimately deserve it, I think.
Yeah, they do. They definitely deserve it. They definitely deserve it. Joseph Parker, especially. I like his ascendancy. I like how he's
Parker
rebuilt
deserves
himself
it more than anyone.
Yeah, I like how he's rebuilt himself. Even after the AJ loss, even the wins he had after that, people were just like, yeah, Joseph Parker ain't really it. He's had to fight Chisora 2 times, Dillian White 2 times, and you're like, he's not it. And then all of a sudden, boom, he beats Wilder, he beats Zhang, and you're like, what? All right, but it's good performances as well.
I will give by the way, I was a bit harsh on Turkey earlier, but and I stand by that. But I will give one bit of props, by the way. I saw a thing about DAZN saying that there'll be no more pay-per-views on DAZN that'll be included with your subscription. So I will give props on that one. But other than that,
it's about time, to be fair. And I think people who's been pirate streaming and stuff like that, it's finally caught up that the businesses has realised that we can't sustain this by keep going pay-per-view. We're paying, 25 quid a month for DAZN, and then you wanted me to pay another 50, 60 quid for a pay-per-view. And especially when the cards aren't guaranteed to be brilliant, you're still wanting to charge me. So by November, we won't be paying any more pay-per-views, which I'm happy about. What else we got here? Ra says,
pay-per-view as well. Did anyone catch the Pacquiao fight? I ain't watched it, but I saw the price of it at like $89 to watch that live on pay-per-view. $89.
What does that equal in Japanese yen?
It's 15 quid here. 15 quid here. I wouldn't pay for it. I went to bed. We was chilling after the watch party. We was like, what we doing? Are we gonna find somewhere and watch this? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to sleep. I'm not even bothered about watching Pacquiao versus Barrios. And by the sounds of it, I did the right thing, because it wasn't really a great fight. People are saying Pacquiao got robbed. I looked at the punch stats. Each round they landed 1 or 2 more punches than each other. Like it was. I'm not going back to watch that fight. I'll be honest, respectfully.
Do you think that's a little bit of a shambles off Barrios?
Yeah, Barrios is one of the worst champions there is in boxing. He drew his last fight and he's drawn this fight. He's drawn his last 2 fights. How do you keep a belt when you've drawn your last 2 fights? Right? No, he's kept his belt. He's the worst champion in boxing right now. So it is what it is. What did Rice says? I think what Frank Warren and Con Charles said, giving Parker and Okoli for calling him a quitter. Listen, for calling him a quitter, they're entitled to call him whatever they call him. They're saying what they're seeing, to be honest with you. And especially as a fighter, if you're looking at the referee counting in your face and you can see what they're doing and you're choosing not to get up quick enough, or even attempt to get up. Yes, your corner threw in the towel. You didn't know that. The referee didn't know that. You just didn't try. But had the referee just waved it off instantly without giving you a count, you'd be screaming saying, "Oh, it was an early stoppage. It was an early stoppage." You know what I mean? They'd be screaming it's an early stoppage if the referee had waved it off straight away. But he didn't want to get up. It's that simple. Stay weighed in. Thank you for tuning in. Said AJ should go elsewhere. Dubois is a dangerous and unnecessary banana peel. That's a good. Yeah. It depends. It depends because I'm not in the business of protecting people. I really aren't in the business of protecting people. I think if you can't beat that fighter, unfortunately you can't beat him. But I want to see the fight. I want to see the fight, and I think AJ needs that get back with Daniel Dubois. The way Dubois put him away, yeah, you need that get back. I don't care about banana peel. You should be stopping that guy, and seeing that performance from him against Usyk should stamp that thing in your mind that he shouldn't be beating you.
I think
I'm
it's
on the warrior code shit.
I think it's a very necessary fight, actually. Stay weighed in just to like counter you, but the wrong fight right now in terms of timing in each other's career. I mean, Dubois don't need to be stepping back in there with a power puncher like AJ, who's got something to prove, who's been apparently going off his socials, training quietly and waiting to come back in. And same as AJ, not necessarily that he needs a tune-up, but I'd certainly say he needs to be going up there with someone like Justice Hooney. I don't know. It's not the right fight for me at this moment in time. I fucking hope Atoma don't get that fight. Just reading that comment, it really, really pissed me off. There's so many people in a better position than him.
It's not, to be honest with you, it's not strange Frank saying that, right? It isn't, because Frank, when the Atoma turned pro from the gate, Frank was saying this kid's going to be the youngest heavyweight champion of all time, beating Mike Tyson's record and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When AJ was the champion. So, no, it doesn't surprise me at all. I don't think we need this kind of promotion for fighters. I really don't, because this is where you ruin fighters. Because there's a such thing as you being great at some point, and there's also a thing of way too early. It's way too early. You have not got the experience. You already tried this with Anthony Yard. Where you haven't really fought anybody, and you put him in there with an old Kovalev, with a Kovalev who's old, and we saw what happened. Like, experience is a key. When the Kovalev was hurt and he was tired, he was experienced enough to ride it out and be able to keep himself out of ultimately big harm's way to then end up stopping you. But when you was in that tough place where your gas tank had gone and you was hurt, you didn't know what to do. Your corner didn't know what to do. Your corner was telling you to empty the gas tank when you had him hurt. Instead of telling you to pick your shots and box smart, you couldn't get him out of there with the right shot. Instead, you tell your fighter to put it all out in the ring in that round. He gasses himself out and then ends up losing and getting stopped with a jab. So there is a thing of way too early, and I hate when they do this to fighters, because promoters and the likes of Turkey Al-Sheikh and that don't have to get in there at that young age, at an age of 20 years old. Get in there with someone like that. Well, Ricky, you broke up then. You've frozen up.
That's the most sense you've spoke all night, Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky's frozen up at the moment. He'll be back. I'll put him back in when he's back. I'll keep checking. But yeah, I hate when they do this to young fighters. It really irritates me, because you're just putting them in danger for no reason. And the way how unforgiving boxing fans are, and even the boxing business, how unforgiving it is. It's just not worth it.
Would you say he's pushing Atoma's like cash-in days so quickly now, especially because he has lost Dubois, if you like. He has lost his main man in the sense. I know Dubois is not going to retire or anything, but it's almost sort of his next best thing, and he Dubois out of the spotlight for the time being.
I don't even know. I can surmise why he's doing it, that because of the money sort of thing, but I honestly don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense career-wise for a 20-year-old to be going in there, because I keep saying once you're at that level, you've got to keep fighting at that level. And just because you beat one man doesn't mean you're going to beat all the rest of them. Because as much as people saying this era of heavyweights is weak or whatever, I wouldn't want to put Otoma in that ring with Anthony Joshua right now. I wouldn't want to put Otoma in that ring with Tyson Fury right now. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't want to put him in there, because as soon as, even if somehow he beats Usyk, they're the guys you're going to be fighting. They're the big ones. And listen, and the same thing with Usyk. Otoma's young compared to Usyk, but once Otoma's up there, people will go, "You beat Usyk," and people's like, "Oh, is he an all-time great?" Instantly talking about the all-time greats and all this stuff. It's just let people have the career. Here he is. He's back. He's back. Go on, Ricky. What was you about to say? What was you about to say?
If you don't want to talk to us, Ricky, just fuck off.
Leave it. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know what I was going to say, because I've just been having a hissy fit with fucking Wi-Fi.
I just said to Eric, that, do you think Frank is pushing Otoma so much now, right at this second, because Dubois is now not the top dog in his stable? Do you think he's like the last gasp for his big heavyweights to make a statement, or do you think he just believes in him?
These promoters are tricky, aren't they, as to what you actually can and can't believe with them. I kind of think he knows Dubois. Bear in mind, Dubois only 20. Oh, is he 27, 28? He's only still quite young. He's still got quite a few years left.
Plenty of time.
I feel like, yeah, but he's starting to reach them 30s. So Otoma's only a baby, innit? But I just kind of think he's got what it takes. But the thing with Otoma is he's not really been properly tested. So I don't get. Yeah, and I understand like the
starting route to S63.
We got with AJ.
Sorry, mate.
Where you going? But,
sorry. Just planning a route, lads. I didn't think the sound were on.
I just think they're trying to oversell him at this point, thinking I don't know if this is a promotional thing with Otoma. Like, he's got to fight Usyk. He's good enough to fight. I just don't know if that's like a promotional play. I don't think.
I think it is. I think it's just all talk. I don't think there's anything. I'm hoping there's nothing behind it all. Just
I don't
go
think
to these.
Otoma beats Usyk.
We've got quite a few anyway. Ra saying no point, especially when Usyk is on his way out. So it's not like he's got to wait long for a world title. I'm guessing you're talking about AJ here. If he wants to be 3-time world champion, I understand your point. I tried telling you guys he's evil.
Tealing? Who you tealing? Don't tell me nothing.
Anyone who makes enemies of me is a runner. What do we make of the situation with Daniel Dubois having a party before the fight? Have you two heard anything about that?
Silly bastard. Is all I can say.
I think if he weren't drinking and he weren't doing anything, then there's no fucking issue, really, is it? But in my opinion, biggest fight of his life, undisputed. You want to be focusing. You don't want to be mixing it and socializing. You want to be in a certain zone. Visualization, fucking all that sort of stuff is what you want to be doing. Not partying with your pals that when you lose, they're not going to be around much longer.
Well, worst thing is, it wasn't his pals. It was his dad's mates, like 70 odd people there whose dads got round, like gathered, I don't know, friends or whoever it is, close family. I just think, for me, I think this has come out by Talk Sport and by everybody to divert the attention to Daniel Quaid. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
This is how I see it. Because Don Charles has come out and said, and it's fair, they did this for the AJ fight. Before he had the AJ fight, they had a gathering. Don Charles said it wasn't as big as what that one was, but they had a gathering or whatever. And now everybody wants to make this big thing about it. I do think questions need to be asked about his dad. I think a lot of questions need to be asked because of the stuff that's come out, and especially what his sister's been saying on an interview about how controlling he is and how Daniel will literally do anything he's told and really hasn't got a mind of his own. But the party situation, I think it's a diversion tactic. I have a feeling that's why Talk Sport has pushed so hard on it and got everybody in on it saying, oh, what do you make of this party situation? What do you make of this party? Like, bro had a party. Who cares? If he had won, you lot would be calling them geniuses. The same, like, we didn't hear about it when he beat AJ. When he beat AJ, why didn't we hear about this party?
What's CJ laughing at?
As just put Raz comment on. Put Raz comment on. The only thing wrong with that party is that it was just all men. Never heard of such a party before.
Oh dear.
Too many men.
It wasn't just old men. It was all old men. It was all old men. It was just like they were in early 2000s. That's what it was.
Right. You need to hit some of my old man parties, bro. Me and you. Pipe and cigars.
All that being said, I generally think it's a diversion tactics by Talk Sport because they're friendly with Frank Warren and all that lot to change the narrative that Daniel quit or Daniel didn't try to get up or whatever. I just think it's a narrative that they're just trying to change. If he did the same thing for the AJ fight and we're only hearing about it now after his loss, like we do with just about everything and anything in a fighter's training camp or before, as when they win, everything's perfect, nothing went wrong. When they lose, we're getting story after story after story, and we're trying to decipher what reason he lost, or if it's the reason he lost the fight. He's just not good enough to beat Usyk. He wasn't good enough the first time, and he certainly wasn't good enough this time.
Which there's nothing wrong with that because
No,
Usyk's
no. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I just hate when they push narratives and don't actually talk about shit head on when they need to talk about shit head on, but yet they will talk shit on the platform all day long about other stuff. Especially the likes of Simon Jordan and all them, like they annoy the hell out of me, to be honest with you. TalkSport itself as a company, I can't stand. Honestly, I hate that platform so much.
I love
Raz,
I love TalkSport as well.
Can't stand the platform.
I'll
refrain.
Simon Jordan is the boss.
I'll refrain to say what I want to say. It's not even about Simon Jordan. He annoys me, but it's not even about him per se. It's more the football side of Talk Sport. I can't stand. I just think they're a bunch of yeah. I'll leave it at that.
Speaking of football, Rangers won 2-0 today. Champions League.
If I can just jump on to Raz's comment there of the over 30s parties that I go, it's like 70-80% women. You should try it. You never know, you might enjoy female company. I have a sleeping lion upstairs who would tear my throat and limb me limb from limb if that was even suggested. So we'll just leave that one there, Rab. But thank you very much. What else we got? Yeah, well, that's the same as saying. That's the same as saying he gave in, isn't it? I'll tell you what, I'll jump on quickly, guys. There's a couple of fights. Obviously, got 26th and 27th booked up. The main event on that one is Ryan the Piranha Gana versus Reese the Bomber Bellotti. And on the Sunday in America, Clarissa Shields is defending her heavyweight titles against Daniels.
Yes.
But what I'm excited for is the 16th of August, which is Atoma versus White. Very, very excited for it.
I am.
Yeah.
I think Otoma's going to pack him in, but this is a big test for Otoma. As much as I believe Otoma does him and Dillian White's finished
He needs chin
in the
checking.
heavyweight in the heavyweight division. That's one thing that doesn't go is your power, and Dillian White with that left hook certainly has power. I
Both
hope
hand and all.
I may be underestimating Dillian White, but I certainly hope Otoma doesn't. Because for me in your career, at this stage in your career, it's a big test. As much as I think he will fly through it, I think it's a big test for him.
I think.
Anything else, guys?
Nah, I'm good.
CJ, go on.
I was just going to say, I'd love to see Dillian White turn back the clock. I don't think he's gonna, but I'd absolutely love to see him smash Otoma's face in, sparking clean out. Don't think it's
You've
going to
got
happen.
some
Like.
anger issues towards Otoma.
Yeah.
You want to see Otoma in a coma?
I do. I absolutely do. I want to see TKV in ER room as well, mate. There's just a few names that I just hear constantly.
I actually saw TKV on Saturday night.
What did he say? He's
TJ
going to
wants to
rock him
rematch.
up.
He says, "Who's that guy? Who's that guy on your podcast that keeps talking about me?"
He must have said, "Who's that handsome guy on your podcast?"
Nah, he's all right, TKV. It was good that watch party. There was a lot of boxers in the building. You had TKV, Chris Congo, Isaac Chamberlain was there, Denzel Bentley was there. A few other fighters were there actually. So yeah, it was a good night, really good night. Really enjoyed it. The atmosphere was absolutely electric. When Usyk knocked out Dubois. Oh, I've got a video I need to try and find before we go. Actually, let me try and find this video of Rico. You two will absolutely love it. Actually, I tell you what. I won't. I'll post it on our Facebook page. I'll post the video on our Facebook page. Because it's hilarious. It's a video of the dying moments of Daniel Dubois getting stopped, and Rico's live reaction in 4K. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, check out our Facebook page. I will post that in there. CJ, if you just want to go through these last comments, where did I stop?
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah, these last comments before we head out. We've got yours truly.
Trey, bless him, I do feel for Triple D. Don't feel for him, brother. He's got about 40 million bank after that one.
Well, his dad has.
Belotti to bring it back to Watford. I hope so. I hope Reece does it. He's like a nearly man, isn't he? Belotti. Trey again.
Yeah.
Stan definitely needs to take a step back and let the trainer do his job. Oh, absolutely. Me and Eric said that today. He needs to cut his apron strings off his dad. This Saturday, is it for summer in the UK, isn't it? Not quite sure on that one, mate.
No idea.
Skippy show in Altrincham. I can check it right. I've got the BBFC emails. I can check it and send it to you. God of Frogs. They should do Dubois versus Okoli next. I don't think anyone should fight Okoli next. You man's talked about how bad that Okoli fight was. How can a heavyweight fight be so damn boring? I'll tell you how it can be, because Okoli's like boxing treacle. He's just all over you.
How an heavyweight fight can be boring. Watch every single Ollie Harrison fight.
No.
I can't say that.
YouTube him, Ollie Harrison, you will see a boring fight. Especially
he's an
against
Olympic hero.
Yeah, but he flopped.
Ollie Harrison versus Deontay Wilder is the fight you need to go watch. That's some technical ability in that fight. But yeah, we have watched We have watched. We have, unfortunately, I did watch. We have spoke about Okoli's performance. He gets a tiny little bit of grace because he had a bicep injury. But yeah, not enough. Not enough on this panel. But yeah, I'll be back. Well, I'll certainly will be back on Thursday. I know our panel, we're busy with family life and work life and stuff like that. So if I'm not sure if Ricky will be here on Thursday. CJ, I don't know what CJ is doing. I'm sure CJ will be here Thursday.
That when he wants.
I'll be back. It's just I feel like I've got 82 kids in the house at the minute, but there's only 2 of them. There's only 2, but it feels like it's 82.
Yeah, well, I'll be back. CJ will be back. Ra may jump on. We don't know. Ra is always in the background, always there if needed anyway, which I highly appreciate you for, Ra.
Wayne the Ra Johnson.
Yeah, thank you for everyone tuning in on YouTube and Twitter. Thank you, Libster, Godfrogs. Thanks for tuning in. That's a new one.
How many frogs have you got, God of Frogs?
I feel like
Ra as usual.
But I'm not sure.
Trey, and everybody on Twitter who's tuned in, and we appreciate you tuning in and listening to us 3 Yorkshiremen. Us 3 Yorkshiremen talk about boxing. Yeah, we'll see you on Thursday. Peace.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I start my card with a sweet one bliss. Someone flicks me a bag it up. So, it's another one, yeah, it's a full strand, yeah.